Well, hello everyone, welcome back to the Planet Zoo mod showcase. Yeah, before we do get started, a huge shout out to Evie, who has remade this entire map and made it look like incredible. This is so good. As always, welcome back to the Planet Zoo mod showcase, where we're checking out some pretty weird critters from long past ago. Some very amazing aquatics. Some very beautiful bears. I mean, just look at these. And of course, well, he just disappeared, but some of the best birds I have ever seen. So, let's jump into it, my friends. This is the Planet Zoo mod showcase. All of these mods come from the Planet Zoo Nexus. That is the only place where you should be able to find Planet Zoo mods. If you find them on any other site, they're probably not official, because that's kind of where we hang out. As always, mods are not officially endorsed by Frontier. When you do mod at the risk of your game might crash. You might install kind of like an older mod that might not work the best, but everything can come out in the wash, you know? You can always get stuff fixed right back up. Now, let's jump into this. I'm trying out new recording software so I could actually see like stuff on the side. I can get actual names of these, but let's jump right over here. This is our first mod. This is the Splendid poison dart frog. This is an extinct species of dart frog. Very cool stuff over here. So they were once native to the rainforests of Central America, particularly Western Panama. These guys, I'm not sure if you can kind of put them in with other frogs. Let's give that a try. And it looks like you can't, but this is made by Nicole Lynn. This is her very first mod, which is very cool. Always happy to see extinct species, especially like extinct species you would never think of. I feel like frogs are some of the most forgotten critters out there. And the fact that we have an extinct one is very cool. So yeah, Nicole, very good job on this. I love the texture on here. I like the little splotches of white. I like the little kind of like dark spots on the butt and like the tiny little marks of white everywhere. It's very good. Looks like a very high quality mod over here, which I'm very happy to see as your first one. But yeah, if you want to figure out how to actually get these guys to cohabitate with the other frogs, just let us know. Reach out on the modding server and we can easily walk you through that. But very cool job and very good job on your very first mod. All right, we are going to go over here to the water sections. I love these. It just feels like a nice clean pool. I love it. But the first one that we have is the Flagtail prochiladus. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but it is an Amazonian fish. It seems like it's related to tetras, which is very cool. Yep, tetras and piranhas. You can always tell them by kind of like their diamond-shaped body. I know that's not usually kind of like the giveaway right there, but kind of like their forked tail. They have a couple of like lateral fins up there. Very cool critter over there, but they have a custom kind of range map. They do have cohabitation with other Amazonian species. I just don't have any installed right now. But this is a beautiful mod, again, by our good friend Aquatics. Very awesome modder over here, who is bringing a lot of life to these underwater worlds. We can see one actually swimming right down here. And again, they just swim very nicely. I'm always happy to see these habitat fish. It's always so cool, especially when you want to make like a big tank with them. I always do love to see that. Very good job, Aquatics. Before we move on though, we have this guy right over here, and we started the video off with these. I still have no idea what they are, but we will figure that out soon enough. I'm just gonna give them enough room to kind of walk in the water, because that's kind of what it seems like they do. So I wanna make sure they have that ability. All right, it looks like they're not. It seems like they're on a very big animal rig. I'm not sure which one it's on, but they probably need a little bit more room. Actually, no, they can actually get down there relatively easily. Are they on the hippo? Yeah, they're on the hippo. You can always tell if something's on the hippo because instead of floating on the water, it walks along the water bottom. That's how we did like the stingrays and stuff. Now, we should probably figure out what the hell this thing is. It looks like a weird kind of hippo seal hybrid, but let's check it out. The Paleoparadoxia tabatai, I think. Yeah, all the way down to Baja California from Japan, which is very cool. Looks like they had a very big range. No interspecies enrichment, unfortunately, but that's totally fine. Seems like it was a fully aquatic marine mammal, which is very cool. And I'm trying to figure out where this comes from, but Desmal Desmostalia really isn't too familiar, so if anyone has any information on this critter, let me know, because this is just a weird looking guy. I love him. Again, made by the incredible Great Cake Mods. Cake always does such a great job at interpreting kind of extinct species that have long since been forgotten, so it's always so cool to see that. And a huge shout out to Cenozoic for kind of commissioning them too, because, like, listen, who else is gonna make this thing in their free time, you know? Alright, kind of continuing off of there, we have another section over here, I believe for some cichlids. This is the Afro cichlid, otherwise known as the dog-tooth cichlid, a very beautiful fish over here from Lake Malawi in Africa. Now, if my bets are correct, we should see a hippo over here, and we do not. That is so sad, but they do share enrichment with each other. Now, one of my favorite things to actually see is when, well, I was gonna say people, but zoos actually put the fish together with hippos, specifically cichlids, because, you know, it all kind of goes in the same boat. But not only do we have the dogtooth cichlid, but we also have the ruby red peacock cichlid, a very beautiful representation of some of the incredible animals that live in Lake Malawi. Very awesome stuff right there. But yeah, there are a whole bunch of different fish in here. We can see the other dogtooth cichlid, or the Afro cichlid, right in here. Very beautiful yellow coloration on these guys. Now, the coolest thing about cichlids is that each different cichlid species occupies a different frame in the water column. I really wish that Planet Zoo had this. Like, this feature would be so cool if we could influence where critters would want to stay. So let's just say I recolor this to 2 different colors. Let's go for kind of purple and orange. So, for example, I'm not sure about these specific cichlids, but there are some cichlids that inhabit the top of the water, so they feed on insects that might come in, kind of like larvae from dragonflies and stuff like that. But there's also cichlids that live down below, who kind of feed on, like, the bottom feeders, like the small crustaceans and stuff like that, that kind of, like, settle, kind of detritus even, I think. But yeah, I just wish we had a system like that. Plus, it would be so cool for, like, aquatic species, like ones that love to dive, like penguins. That would be awesome. But incredible job, Aquatics. We're going to check out the other aquatic species as well. We have a whole bunch in here. We have the bluehead wrasse. This is kind of the marine fish in here. But again, the bluehead wrasse, a very beautiful critter right over here once again. Really, really great coloration on these guys. The yellow, the kind of like white banding across the body. In fact, I'm pretty sure that these guys are hand textured. Yeah, that does look like some hand texturing right over there, which is really, really cool. Again, a very beautiful fish right over there. We also have this guy right over here, the conspicuous angelfish, and he does look kind of conspicuous. I mean, look at those eyes. But that is just another beautiful angelfish to help flesh out kind of what your reefs could really look like. It's so cool. These guys come from the kind of Indo-Pacific, kind of Oceania, New Caledonia, Norfolk Island. Very awesome stuff right there. We also have a unicorn fish right over here, blue spine unicorn fish. These guys are so freaking pretty. I mean, just look at that. And again, they just swim very well nowadays. It is just so cool. The fins kind of move a little bit. It's just awesome. Not only that, but we also have the annularis angelfish. These guys are known for their bright neon blue bandings across their body. Again, a very beautiful angelfish. I do love to see that. But that settles it for the marine species in there, at least. There's also the banded rainbow fish. These guys are from Asia, I believe. Yes. Oh, Oceania. That's even better. Very cool. So it's a freshwater Australian species. Again, very, very beautiful fish in there. The Murray cod is probably one of my favorites, but banded rainbow fish are just so freaking pretty. I mean, just look at that. Again, incredible textures on there. If you guys are making like a platypus habitat, I'm not sure if the platypus preys on fish. I think they are an insectivore, but I could be wrong. They might be an opportunist. But yeah, it's just a very beautiful rainbow fish model. Great job. Now we are coming over here to bird territory. Probably one of my favorites to see in the wintertime around here in New England is the black scoter. You can identify these guys. Not really the females, because the females kind of look like pretty much every other duck, but they do have a little bit of a white cheek on them. But the males have this beautiful black, jet black body, and they also have orange to yellow bills, like that little knob on their bill right there where their nostril is. That's usually either bright orange or yellow, and it's just so cool. This is made by our good friend Lowbury, and he always does such a great job with his ducks. Always so cool to see that. He just does a great job with all of his birds in general. It's just awesome. But yes, we have the black scoter right over here. Do they have interspecies enrichment? Let's cross our fingers. They do with the mallard. Very awesome. So that kind of covers it for the aquatics. Let's jump into the rest of the terrestrial ones. What? Oh my word, this is my first time actually seeing these guys in game. This is the long-tailed weasel by Great Cake Mods. You guys might have noticed that Great Cake Mods uploaded her autumn animal pack the other day, but she did turn that into all 4 separate downloads, which I much prefer. If you guys want collections of animals, just use the collections tab. You just need to use Vortex, but honestly, that system has been getting relatively better as far as what I'm aware of. It worked pretty well for Jurassic World Evolution, so it's gotta work well for Planet Zoo, I hope. Anyways, the long-tailed weasel is a North American critter, but I do believe they're also found worldwide, not worldwide, but also parts of South America as well. Very awesome to see that. No interspecies enrichment, but they are just a small little critter. It's just so cool. They do come with a whole bunch of different forms, as is Great Cake's fashion. Very awesome and beautiful texture work on this cake. I always do love to see like those beautiful kinds of strands of hair. That's just always so awesome to see. And they also have an albino version, which is so cool. Moving on, we have, oh my word, again, like one of my favorite native species to see when I'm birding over here is the osprey. Look how beautiful these guys came out. Again, another autumnal animal for the autumnal kind of animal pack that Cake has released. These guys are just so pretty. No interspecies enrichment, but that makes sense. And osprey are found worldwide. I kind of just found that out recently. That it's just so cool. It's just so cool. There's a whole bunch of different versions representing the different subspecies for these guys, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful looking model. They are just so pretty, but they are working kind of like the other birds in Planet Zoo. I believe if they do have the bird of prey, kind of like, let's just use this over here. We can drop that down right there, and we can just see, hopefully they can fly up. Let's see if they use this item. I think we just got to lower that into the ground a little bit, and that should work. I think, yep, he is going to use that to fly, it seems. Let's see it. Or they're just sniffing it. That's the sniffing mechanic right there. But come on, come on. I said come on. Okay, well, this is a little bit too big for this habitat, but that is totally fine. We can see if this will work, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's flying. He's flying. Look at that. Well, damn it. That was only like the last few seconds, but we get to see him fly right now. Hold on. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's lining up. He's aiming his shot. Let's see him do it. Come on, buddy. Oh, I guess I don't have the right enrichment. Oh, man. Cake. I love what you do. It is just so cool. I just got to actually check out the mod page to see what you actually made as a blueprint for that, but that is so cool. Like Cake, one of my favorite things I've been seeing as of late. I don't know if you even watch these videos, but I love seeing your improvements like with the actual flying mechanics for these birds. It's always so cool. But yeah, you just do such an incredible job every single time. I love that. That's so cool. All right, moving on from the osprey, we have another Great Cake mod. This is the Pachyrukhos moyani. Pachyrukhos moyani, sure. I swear, like, this is the fun. This is prepping me for JWE3. It is a extinct genus of Hegito therid noto ungulate. I'm listening to my Latin class. It's not really there right now, but it looks like it looks like an extinct Patagonian mara. While unrelated to modern rabbits, it fills the same ecological niche. Very interesting. The grinding teeth were hypsodont. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this might be kind of like related to the cavy. It looks like it has some of those same feet. It just has like a very rabbit-like appearance. Very strange critter right there, as always. But listen, it's always so cool. I'm learning new things. All right, we are taking a trip over to Sky Polaris's zone over here. They have released a bunch of new mods recently. We won't be able to cover all of them. But yeah, they've released a few specific species. First one up on the list is the Indo-Chinese tiger. This one does look very pretty. Now, I will say, Sky Polaris, you're releasing these kind of at an alarming rate. Like, is everything okay? Regardless, like, one of my favorite things about the modding community is how we have such a wide variety of people in here. And we have people just doing this as a hobby or maybe, like, as an escape from the rest of the world, which I always like to see. Like, this is just a hobby at the end of the day. It's nothing too serious. But, yeah, it's just a very beautiful... I do like the pelt. The pelt colors are very nice. So, yeah, if you do want the Indo-Chinese tiger specifically in your parks, you can absolutely grab these guys. And we have another one from Sky Polaris. This time is the European lion. I feel like everyone needs to make one of these at some point, which is always so cool to see. But yeah, it is an extinct lion species that was found all over kind of like Andalusia, all the way to like, you know, the Baltics and Turkey and beyond. Very cool stuff right there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, Sky Polaris, I know people have kind of been commenting in your little thread over here. I don't even know if modders actually watch these. But yeah, I'm just happy that you've been kind of working at improving some of your older models too. Just take the time to work on them. It always comes out so much better in the wash. I mean, if we check out like something like this, like, I hate to give a little spoiler over here, but yeah, I'm kind of working on the Chilean flamingo. It's not even close to being done right now, but I'm taking my time with it. And like, at the end of the day, I want to release a good mod that I'm very proud of, and I'm sure you're very proud of this too, but just feel free to take your time. We're not going anywhere. All right, we can see one flying right here. I was going to go somewhere else, but that's totally fine. This is the golden eagle. Oh my word, these guys are so spectacular. We have a couple of these in our local zoo over here, Roger Williams Park Zoo, and they're found in zoos all across the world, which is awesome. So yeah, the golden eagle is found everywhere. They are found freaking everywhere. You can't go 5 feet without seeing one. I'm kidding. I've never seen one in real life, but in the wild at least. But yeah, it's a beautiful model over here, once again done by Cake. Cake has been commissioned to make an eagle pack, which is very cool. And this one I am so happy was included because it is just so damn pretty. It just looks awesome. But moving on over here, we have another one from the autumnal animal pack. We have the largest subspecies of brown bear. This is the Kodiak bear. Oh my word. Look at this big mama. It is currently Fat Bear Week or whatever it is, hosted by the national parks or whatever. And yes, these guys are fat and they are a bear. They had way too much salmon. It is just so cool. I love these. This is just so awesome. So incredible job to Cake once again. Again, just so many different variants on here. They're only found on Kodiak Island in Alaska, which is cool. That's so cool. But yeah, it is one of the two largest bears alive, the other being the polar bear. That makes sense. But yeah, just such a beautiful job on the texture work over here, Cake. They just came out incredible, and I love them. They're a big, hulking beast. Now, you might be noticing that my foliage is a little bit dilapidated. For good reason. I especially love the tropical variants. Oh my god. But Cake has also released a foliage replacement pack for Planet Zoo. Now this, people are clowning on. Not really clowning, but they are expressing their discontent. And you know what? I'm going to do something really quick. We are going to go into Stardew Zoo and see just what this mod does. Okay, like this is magical over here. I forgot how laggy this is. But no, okay, what I wanted to see, like, first of all, can we talk about this? Like, look at that. I'm so glad I chose a Stardew map for this because it really does feel like Stardew with, like, the changing seasons. It's so pretty. But no, what I wanted to see was right over here with like all the reeds and everything. I'm popping into my camera mode. I'm taking some shots. I do not care. This is what it looks like outside my house right now. Oh, and like the cattails with like, oh, it's all orange. It's all pretty. Like, this is nice. Oh, and just look at that. It's still a little green. Like, if Cake were to do an update with this for like the buffalo grass and the saltwort, just kind of like dilapidate it up a little bit, just because we don't always use like those same autumnal plants in there, like that would be so good. Look at that. I'm going on a little photography spree. This is so nice. I always loved this zoo. This was nice. But yeah, it's just so pretty out there. Also, I hate that I'm seeing this now and I'm kind of like, I really wish I decorated that, but that's totally fine. We finished this chapter. We finished it. Oh, and the hedges, like, look at the hedges. They turned like a little bit of a brown. That's awesome. All right, let's go back. What a lovely walk through memory lane. All right, so that's just so good, Cake. I love that. Now let's get back to the other mods. This is the Toxodon. I have been following Monsoon's creation of this little beast for as long as he's had it, and he's currently working on a little bit of a walrusy kind of animal right now, which you guys should be very excited for. But this is just a handsome beast. It is based off of the, I believe, white rhino. I could be wrong. Might be the black rhino. I'm not sure, but this is great. Toxodons are probably some of my favorite species of extinct animal out there. Again, any extinct animal from South America is just always so cool in my book, and these guys just look incredible. Custom normal maps, custom whiskers, custom everything. He always does such a great job. Pictures always on fleek. I just love to see that, and a ton of enrichment, interspecies enrichment with South American critters as well. Again, very great job on this Monsoon. Always happy to see that. Man, I just want to do a second paleo zoo at that rate. It's just so good. So we're going to go through some of Monsoon's kind of recent updates as well very quickly. Monsoon is currently in the process of moving all of his mods that used to be hosted on my page off to his page. So yeah, in case if you haven't heard, I am just incredibly busy as of late, so I don't really have the time to really update all of these mods, but Monsoon has, and they look incredible now. He's been taking the time to really flesh out some of the details on them, like the Sala got a very beautiful visual upgrade. Not only that, but the green peafowl as well, just some extra stuff to make these guys really stand out. I believe he also added iridescence to them, which just really makes them so pretty. I just love the green peafowl. Before we get to some of Monsoon's other remasters, we do need to check out Arctidus. Arctidus, the short-faced bear. These guys are awesome. Again, another great South American. Technically, no, not really. But extinct species, always cool to see. This is done by the wonderful and very handsome Narwhaler. He just does such a great job with his mods, especially his extinct species. They always have that beautiful kind of synonymous style with Planet Zoo that I love to see. What I've been loving out of the community as of late is just everyone has their own styles, which is great, and it just really makes it feel so awesome. Like, I don't really care too much anymore if a style blends into Planet Zoo. I just like seeing the artist behind it, and you can absolutely see Narwhaler with this. It just turned out so good. But yeah, short-faced bear, probably one of the largest bear species to have ever existed. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They're just handsome little fellas. Now, Narwhaler, I'm sorry. Do you even have the Zoo Tycoon variant in here? Oh no, you do not. That's so sad. Alas. Moving on from here, we're checking out another extinct species from Great Cake Mods. Again, a whole bunch of extinct species. This is Gazella torticornis. All right. Corn, I think, is like goat or something. I don't know, but look at that beautiful texture work. We'll check that out in game. No interspecies enrichment. That is a little bit of a shame. Cake, listen there, if you're adding it. It might be cool to see these guys with the bison. I think that might be a cool little kind of like pronghorn bison kind of moment over there. But these guys are beautiful. Gazelles actually did used to roam over Europe a long time ago, which is very cool. But these guys are just so freaking awesome. Again, look at that texture work. They have that beautiful little beard going down their neck right there. They have a little bit of not splotchy coloring, a little bit of streaky coloring on their body, which is so cool, and their horns just look so good. They're kind of like the European black buck, if you will, because those males have a little bit more of a rusty brown color. Meanwhile, the females over here, they have a little bit more of this kind of tannish, kind of deep orange color on their bodies. Very cool stuff right there. It's just so handsome. Moving on from there, we are checking out the Margay. These guys are so adorable, made by the ever so wonderful Gaboy. These guys are just perfect on the ocelot rig. It is just so cool. Margays are the other small South American cat that looks kind of like a jaguar. The other one being the ocelot, of course. These guys are just so adorable. These guys are known a little bit more for their larger eyes and kind of like rounded ears. Very beautiful model over here, once again done by Gaboy. Always does such great work on his carnivores and making them really blend in with Planet Zoo. It's just so pretty, so good. I know a lot of people have been wanting a Margay for the longest time, a little bit more than an ocelot in some cases. But yeah, if you guys want to install some mods, these guys are right there for you. All right, we are checking out another eagle from Great Cake Mods, the Bateleur eagle. I think that's how you pronounce it. They are an African species that can be found all over sub-Saharan Africa. Very cool animal right over here. Not only are they just very cool, but look at that. Oh my word. Again, the custom animations, they really do shine in Cake's work. They are just so pretty. And I love these eagles so much. I don't think I've ever seen one. Let me check my life list. Yeah, so we can pop right over here. Here's my life list. So if I just go over here and do Bateleur, actually, if I just kind of type in eagle on the other one, yeah, it seems like I have not seen a Bateleur eagle, which is very sad. But I have the closest thing to real life being Cake's mod right over here. It's so pretty. Really, really awesome work, Cake. Once again, these guys have all their custom animations and stuff, which is so cool. Alright, we are going to check out the Eldsdeer remaster. Just a little bit of a remaster from Monsoon. I think it's a very big remaster. I think it's actually based on the Pere deer now. But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful deer found in India and kind of like the areas around there. Very beautiful species once again. Actually, yeah, Cambodia, China, India, Laos, and Myanmar. Very cool species. But yeah, these guys are known for their very kind of swoopy horns. Antlers, sorry, they're swoopy antlers. Very cool species once again, Monsoon. And not only has Monsoon remastered that, he also remastered the Pere deer. Again, a very incredible looking remaster once again. It takes the old Pere deer and really makes it look so much better. For some reason, Frontier, their latest animals, they've been getting so close. But really have been missing the mark a little bit, like here and there. But Monsoon was able to recognize this with the Pere deer remaster and really rectify some of those smaller issues and really make this animal stand out. I love the new colorations he added. He has two different variants over here, if we can check these out. He does have a winter coat and a summer coat over here. So let's actually pause the game, get these guys kind of like placed right next to each other. So you can see that come into place right over here. Winter on the left, summer on the right. You can see it's a little bit more shaggy over there, but these guys are a little bit more cooler colored. Very awesome stuff, Monsoon. Always happy to see it. Now we are checking out one from one of my good friends over here. Our good friend Tanger, who is now like a YouTube celebrity. Huge shout out to them for their Zoo Tycoon video. This is the Sri Lankan elephant. Sri Lankan elephants are extremely personally close to Tanger, just because, like, I don't know, it's just so cool. How can you not be close to these guys? But Tanger did an incredibly beautiful job making these guys really stand out, using examples of Sri Lankan elephant individuals from real life and basing the model off of them. It was done dedicated to Malawi of Manila Zoo. It's the first animal, well, the first elephant that Tanger has ever seen in real life, which is very, very heartwarming. I believe the elephant, Molly, passed away recently, which is just very sad. But it's so awesome to see that Tanger was able to really help these memories stand out and really help her legacy stand out in the form of Planet Zoo mods. It's always so cool to see that, not only for extinct animals with like Cenozoics commissions with Great Cake, but also like these beautiful, beautiful elephants too. It's just so cool to see. Even like the little bit of dilapidation under the trunk over there. I see you, Tanger, and I appreciate you for that. That is just so cool. All right, a lot of stuff going on over here. We are checking out a lot of stuff. Oh my word. Let's check out these guys over here. This is the ring-necked pheasant. These guys are a common game bird all across North America, Europe, every single place where you find a hunter, you will find a ring-necked pheasant. These guys are very synonymous with hunting culture. If you look at any kind of like art from like the 1800s, these guys are always popular over there, even recently too. But they are just a beautiful looking bird. Again, found pretty much worldwide, introduced to various places in the United States, Canada, New Zealand, all of Europe, essentially, Morocco. Very awesome species over here, and they do get along great with the domestic species, which is always so awesome to see. So we do have these standout males right over there, but we also have the females. She is hiding in the grass over there. Let's get rid of that. But yeah, the females also look beautiful. Always have to give a huge shout out to the female variants over here. I'm just a feminist like that, you know? But while the males can be very kind of striking, eye-catching and stuff like that, the females, there's just so much work that needs to go into these guys. Even though they do look kind of boring, every single one of these feathers is hand-painted, so that's always so cool to see. And they're based off the chicken too, which is very cool. They have all those new animations. But moving on from there, we do have the Neil guy. Gotta make sure I have who made this correctly. This is the remaster by Monsoon. Once again, Monsoon has noticed the need to kind of remaster some of these DLC species. While they are very good, and again, I am not in no way like criticizing Frontier's work at all. I can never make something that looks as good as the base game Neil guy, let alone anything that looks like an improved one. But we are standing, as Monsoon has said, on the shoulders of giants over here. These remaster mods would not look nearly as good if we didn't have kind of like that baseline of an already incredible looking animal done by Frontier to begin with. It's just those of us who like a little bit more of a realistic look on our animals, we like to see the smaller things come into place, like the better skull shape, the better eye placement, the horns, I believe, have been retouched a little bit, and just overall with the textures and the bump maps and stuff like that, they just look so good now. But yeah, once again, an incredible job by Monsoon in making these species really stand out. Some very beautiful job over here. All right, we checked out the golden eagle. We are going to check out the Philippine eagle. Shout out to my Pinoy viewers. You guys are awesome. But yeah, these are very emblematic of the Philippines over here. The Philippine eagle is just very, very pretty. These guys are just handsome. Again, that very beautiful crown on the males over here with like the feathers that kind of come off the head with the very beautiful kind of like leg warmers that they got going on. Again, huge shout out to Cake on these guys because they are beautiful. Their models came out great. Their animations came out great. She always just does such a standout job with these animals. It's so cool to see. All right, this is the cave leopard by Great Cake Mods. Again, a very beautiful job by Cake. Again, these extinct species are just so cool. Again, it stands out from the normal leopard by just being so insanely awesome. I don't know, it's just so cool. But yeah, leopards once again used to roam over Europe. That's kind of crazy, but these guys are just so much bulkier than the ones we currently have in game. And I love their splotchy kind of like rosettes on here, Cake. They just look so pretty. And again, you just did such an incredible job. Kind of like bridging the gap between a normal leopard and a snow leopard. I know that's technically not what they are, but it just looks so cool to see that kind of representation. It's so pretty. Great job once again, Cake. You also have this variant over here, which does look a little bit more snow leopardy. Yeah, those rosettes are a lot more snow leopard-like. That is so pretty. But yeah, they are just so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Not only them, but we also have... Oh my gosh. All right, so this is the African hare by Fluke Boy 1 Thai. Fluke Boy 1. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, this is actually not too bad. It's not too bad. And again, Fluke is one of our newest modders over here. And I believe they actually did this all by themselves, which is incredible. It's just an African hare. Again, like, if you guys are hoping to flesh out your African savannas, you can throw these guys in there. I remember hunting these guys in, like, the Call of the Wild map. That's always so fun. But yeah, Fluke Boy, if you want to get some kind of like tips or pointers on how to improve a model, feel free to join the Planet Zoo modding Discord and kind of make your own thread and ask for criticisms, if that is what you're open to, of course, because we're always happy to help. We're always happy to help steer you in the right direction. We're just happy that modders are in the community. That always makes me happy. All right, we covered all these. There's so many mods this week. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, over here we can check out the giant jaguar. These guys are, oh my word. Where are they from? They are from North America. That's kind of crazy. Man, we kind of make a redo of Paleo Zoo. But yeah, such a beautiful looking model once again by Great Cake Mods. This is just so cool. You could do an extinct cat zoo and be well over like 20 different critters by this point. Well over 30, I bet. Like, this is just so cool. So incredible job once again, Cake. You even have like the black morphin here, which is very beautiful. You have that beautiful coloration on them. It just looks so good, dude. This is one of the weirder ones I've seen. Cataphilis nightingale. they look like they just saw something that they absolutely should not have, which is kind of crazy. It's an African felid, which is kind of crazy. It does look like something you'd find in Africa. It kind of does. But yeah, it's a very beautiful felid species that's now extinct, which is a little bit of a shame. But if you guys are hoping to have like your own extinct cat section or extinct African cat section or whatever, you can absolutely use these guys. Right now, things to say on these. We do have the Arabian leopard this time once again from Polaris. Again, very good job on this Polaris. Again, the standard African leopard works very well. I'm happy to see that you made some slight changes to it, like made the tail a little bit thinner, it seems. Yeah, good job. All right, I've been looking forward to this one. This is the Gower kind of remaster by Monsoon. Remaster of his own mod, which is very cool to see, but it's finally updated. It finally looks bulky, and look at them. They're just a handsome little critter. I'm sorry I only have a broken one, kind of like a scratched up one. Sorry about that. But again, the Gower are some of the biggest bovines on this planet Earth as we currently stand. Very incredible species once again. Monsoon just loves to make his kind of like weird kind of bovids from Asia, and it's just so good. It's so good, dude. So great job, Monsoon. Always happy to see that stuff. The crowned eagle, am I right? Yes, I'm right. Again, just another beautiful eagle species. Where are these guys from? Let's do our little dose of education. These guys are from Africa. Woo! Shout out to Africa. Again, a very beautiful species once again. This time, they have a little bit of zebra print on their leg warmers. Very interesting stuff over there. But again, these guys also have those flying animations. You've seen it before. But yeah, that's pretty much it for them. And once again, we have one more remaster. I think this is probably the most significant one. This was Monsoon's first mods. This is the giant muntjac, an incredibly beautiful species, once again, an incredibly rare species as well. Very awesome job on this, Monsoon. It's always so great to see you improve your mods time and time again, and it's so happy to see you finally move them off of my page. I feel like a terrible landlord. All right, I think that should be it. I'm going to go through here and just triple check. There's another. There is another. Oh, I think we forgot, like, these guys over here. Yeah, so we do have the Indo-Chinese leopard. Again, another Polaris mod. Again, it's like the standard leopard just works very well. I'm not sure what makes the Indo-Chinese leopard so different from the African leopard, but I trust that you did that in here, Polaris. Polaris, I feel like you gotta get someone to take your pictures for you. I don't know. I feel like your pictures aren't doing your animals that much justice, because I feel like they do look very good. But yeah, it's just cool. It's just cool. All right, moving on from here, we have the final mod of this week. This is the Indian Gray Mongoose. This is by... It's Canu. It is by Canu. I knew it before I even looked it up. Indian Gray Mongoose are found pretty much all over India. I think that this one is also the one that's been introduced. Mongoose Hawaii. Small Indian mongoose was the one introduced to Hawaii. Gray Indian mongoose? I think they're different. Herpes. I don't think that's right, buddy. But yeah, they are different. They are different from the Hawaiian species. But this is very good, Canu. I love the body texture on here. I think you did an incredible job with that. Again, I know you've been working your ass off to get that face detail to look good. I think you're almost there, buddy. I think you're almost there. But honestly, I'm very happy with this mod. It came out pretty good. And yeah, if you're working on India Zoo anytime soon, feel free to check these guys out. Oh, mother. That was a big showcase. That was indeed a big showcase. Where are these trade centers? Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, that was an incredible showcase. We have so many animals from so many different creators. That is just so cool to see. Like, this is still the weirdest one to me. Like, that is just some weird little beast. But we have a lot of really great critters in here this time around. I have a lot of favorites in here, but I think my absolute favorite needs to go to the Sri Lankan elephant. Again, incredible job, Tanger. So proud of you for this, and it's so awesome to see your first mod. Woo! But yeah, with that being said, we are going to end it right here, my friends. We're actually going to end it with these scoter. I want to end it with the big critter. Toxodon. Let's go over here. We're going to end it right here, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I always do appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy the video, excuse me while I kind of get in place over here, be sure to drop a like. Maybe even consider subscribing if you can. It always does help me out, and you won't miss the next Planet Zoo Mod Showcase. I'm usually doing these about every month at this point, so hopefully there will be a whole bunch of mods by this point next month. Yeah, with that being said, have the most wonderful, wonderful days. We'll see you all in the next video. Take care, and goodbye.